Hello everyone and welcome back to another must-see chess game by Jose Raul Capablanca, who is playing with the white pieces in this chess game, and his opponent is Raul Shipley, a very strong chess amateur from the United States, and he was also a famous chess organizer, very well-known chess organizer at that time, and patron, a very important contributor to chess in that era. And he was also known for being friend of some of the important famous chess players at that time, including Wilhelm Steinitz, Emanuel Lesker, Harry Nelson Pillsbury, and Jose Raul Capablanca. He played 5 games with Capablanca, and he has never managed to defeat Capablanca in his 5 games. Although he has managed to draw with him, that was almost 70 move fighting game, war game. And so Raul Shipley was pretty important. There is even a biography book about him, Philadelphia's Friend of Chess. Raul Shipley is the title of the book. The author of the book is John Hilbert. If you want to know more about this important contributor to chess, you can also read this book. So he only played with Capablanca in chess simuls, and again, just like I mentioned, he has never managed to defeat Capablanca. Of course, not many people can defeat Capablanca. He was a very strong chess player, and Capablanca is famous because of his exceptional endgame skills. Endgame was the field of Capablanca. He was very good when it comes to the endgame. So this chess game is a perfect example of why Capablanca was so good in the endgames. Okay, so let's see what happened in this chess game. Capablanca starts the game with e4, we have e6, and Shipley is playing the French defense, developing the knights, and then bishop to g5, bishop to b4, takes, of course knight is pinned, Capablanca captured the knight, and Shipley captured the knight as well. Both players are damaging the pawn structure. So queen to d2, c5, developing the knights, and queen to e3, simplifying the game, but fixing the pawn structure of Capablanca, developing the bishop, a normal move. Capablanca also developed his bishop. Queen to a5, checking the king and moving the king up, and then black castled from the queen side. But now rook from h to b1. So placing the rook in the semi-open file, e5, and black wants to blast open the center. D takes on e5, knight takes on e5, and simplifying the game and exchanging everything. And it looks like it's an equal position. But on the other hand, we can say that actually Capablanca, believe it or not, but in this position he has a pretty annoying move for black. Can you see an annoying move for black? What would you do in this position? Which move is going to be the most annoying move for black? So can you see that move? Well, once Capablanca said a good player is always lucky, and he was right. It looks like this is an equal position. Maybe it is going to be a draw. But in this position, white has bishop to e4. Out of nowhere, Capablanca has this move. And how to defend now? Attacking on b7. So after thinking hard, this is what Shipley did. Bishop to c6. Defending like this. But pushing the pawn might cross your mind. But then in this position, white has a4. a5 is next. If pushing the pawn, well, actually c4 is also a possibility. Or pushing the pawn and then targeting the pawn with retreating the bishop. It would be pretty difficult to defend. As you can see, opening the b file is going to be very dangerous. And the computer chess engine says white has the advantage in this position. So after queen takes, pawn takes, bishop to e4, bishop to c6, and Capablanca simply captured the bishop. And both players has damaged pawn structure. Both players a and c pawn is looking weak. But in this position, white has the tempo because of rook to b3. Now how to deal with doubling the rooks and attacking the king? Rook to b7, infiltrating and defending is not easy. If you go down with the rook, then check and winning the rook. So king goes down, but is it too late? Capablanca is doubling, and now the big threat is rook to b7, and black is going to fall into pieces. So defending with the rook, but now exchanging everything, no fuss, no complications, but Capablanca's king is faster. King is getting in, so as you can see, the white king is faster and attacking the e-pawn. Obviously, if pushing the pawn, then king is going to get in and capture the pawn, and of course, this is the only defense. And then white played a very important move, g4, controlling f5 and h5. So if Capablanca would sleep, of course, king over and then pushing the pawn and kicking the king back. Of course, only if he had fall asleep, but that's not possible, of course. King to e6, but it's too late. H4 by Capablanca. It looks like actually this is basically an equal position, but that's only on the surface. Actually, white has the opposition, white king has the opposition, and white is much better. f6, f4. Now, we have e takes on f4. Capablanca wants to open the game. King takes on f4, but in this position, if something like a5, then f takes on e5 is very precise, only move, what else? So g5, a4, h5, a3, c3. Now, as you can see, black is going to run out of moves. Black is going to run out of moves. So watch this, c4, and now what? This is all over. White is going to create a passer and then capture the pawns. And it is black to move. You can push the pawn because now we are going to create a pass pawn. And if you move the king to the left, then we are probably going to push the pawn. That's very good, of course. If moving the king to the left, pushing the pawn and creating a pass pawn, and it's all over. And if moving the king back, then capturing the e-pawn. So this is a zugzwang position for black. Impressive, isn't it? So f6, f4 by Capablanca, capturing, and then h6, c3, a6, and Capablanca played a3. So eventually black is going to run out of moves. So in this position, if king to d5, well, actually white is faster. Watch this, king to f5, king to c4, capturing, and white is faster. This is just one example. White is much faster, in fact. So c3, a6, a3, and look at this. Black is running out of moves. Capablanca pushed the c pawn, fixing the c and the a pawn, and this is a very difficult position for black. Now, after king to f7, actually, after pushing the c pawn, black resigned. This is the final move of this chess game. And let me show you the possible continuation. Now, what else? If pushing the pawn, we take and create a pass pawn. So you have to defend, you have to move to the right. And then white has a very strong move, and that is h5. And this is doom and gloom. So what black does here, it doesn't matter. Actually, this is a zugzwang position. Let's say king to e7. If going to the left, then king is getting in. And this is basically all over. So actually, white is much faster, much faster. As you can see, promoting the queen. And let's see what happens if, after pushing the h-pawn, this is the key move. So black is running out of moves. If king to g7, then getting in like this. And it is black to move. There is no move. So king has to go up and then capturing the pawn, and then boom. So this is why Capablanca was exceptionally good when it comes to the endgame. And if you want to improve your endgame skills, actually studying the chess games of Capablanca it is always going to be so beneficial for your chess understanding, for your endgame understanding. So this was one of the chess games of Capablanca against Walter Shipley. So this is the final position, and this is the final position, sorry, after c4, Black resigned, fixing the pawns, and black has no good moves. A typical endgame position in the beautiful chess games of Capablanca. So after h5, as you can see, this is terrible. This is a terrible Zugzwang position for black. And I hope you have enjoyed watching this chess game, and I hope to see you next time. Take care and bye bye.